Hi, I'm Henry, and in this video, I'll show you how to build positioning and messaging using a real startup example. And make sure to watch till the very end because I'll share a simple website framework that you can use to write your website copy. First things first, what is positioning and messaging? Positioning is how you stand out in the market. In other words, how are you different from your competitors? To build your positioning, you need to do competitive research. Messaging is how you talk about your product to your customers. In other words, what pain points are you solving with your product? To uncover this, you need to do customer research to really understand who your customers are, their current processes, and pain points. Now that we know what positioning and messaging is, the startup example that I'll be using is Springboard. Springboard is an edtech startup that I used to work at. They offer online courses to help people transition their careers into tech. These career paths include UX design, data science, and machine learning. You can think of Springboard as an alternative to Udacity, Coursera, and Udemy. Now I'll share screen and show you how I would build positioning and messaging for Springboard. Okay, I have Google Sheets open. The first thing I'm going to do is create an overview tab. I'm going to list out my customer problem and the product solution that I'm offering. Then I'll create a positioning tab. This is where I'm gonna list 3 competitors against my product offering and find out what makes my product stand out. Then I'll add another tab for messaging. Messaging is how I talk about the product to our customers. And finally, I'll create a tab for website copy. With product marketing, it's important to start with the customer first and then your product, not the other way around. Let's start with target customer, problem, and then on the customer side, we want to understand what their current process is. So it could be 1, 2, 3. Then once we understand their current process, we also want to understand what their pain points are during each stage of the process. Once we understand this, we can think about what product space we're going to be in. What is the solution that our product will be offering, the value propositions that speak to these pain points, and the features that enable us to deliver those value propositions. We'll also have a section for benefit of having these value proposition. Let me just reformat this real quick so it looks better. Each of these benefits should speak to each of these value proposition, and then the core benefit should speak to the core solution. Again, we're using the example of Springboard. Springboard is an edtech company that helps people learn online and get jobs in technology. The target customers will be career switchers, so people who are trying to jump into a different career. The problem that they have is that breaking into tech is hard and expensive. So hard meaning that there's no clear path to getting a job in tech, and expensive meaning that it's very expensive to go back to school or take courses. So the ROI might not necessarily be there. So how do these people currently try to break into tech? The process is quite simple. They first take an online course. Then they might learn concepts and skills. And then they get a certificate. However, there are pain points for each of these process, right? The first pain point is that you might take an online course, but you rarely finish. And I think this resonates with a lot of people, including myself. I would take an online course in January, right? New year, new me. And then I end up doing the course for a couple of days and then I don't finish. Or maybe the course is really long and I just don't have the time or motivation to do it. So that's one pain point. Another pain point is you learn concepts and skills. So I might actually finish the course, but the problem is that I don't get to apply those skills. An example of this would be like me learning theory and then not being able to apply it because that's not the work that I do. And finally, you get a certificate, but you can't get a job. People take online courses because they want to upskill or make a career switch. For those people who are trying to make a career switch, a certificate is a stepping stone, but it's not a guarantor of getting a job. So those are the pain points. The product space that Springboard operates in is online learning. Think of Springboard as a competitor to Udacity, Udemy, and Coursera. And solution we'll skip for now. Once we understand the value propositions, then we can put together a solution. Let's dive into each of the pain points. You take an online course, but you rarely finish. What is the value proposition that Springboard can offer? Here, the value proposition for the first pain point is accountability. You take a course alone, but it's hard to finish it alone. So we're going to give you a mentor to help you stay on track. We can say stay on track with one-on-one mentoring from an industry expert. And the features for this would be weekly one-on-one calls and office hours. As a student in this bootcamp, you're going to get weekly one-on-one calls, get feedback on your projects, and you also have office hours that you can attend to get additional help. Next, let's talk about the value proposition for the second pain point. You learn concepts and skills, but you don't get to apply them. Here, we're going to introduce a project-based curriculum where you can solve real-world problems using the skills that you learn in a course. And the way we're going to do that is to introduce capstone projects. These are projects where you identify a real problem that the industry or the tech world is facing, and then you create a project to solve that. So we can say solve real world problems with capstone projects. And then the features here will be project-based curriculum. This way you're not just learning theory, you're learning actual skills that you can apply. And we'll also have capstone projects, and we'll have them do 2 big ones. Finally, you get a certificate, but you can't get a job. The value proposition that we can offer here is that you can get personalized coaching until you get a job. Most online courses, they just give you a certificate and you're done. But with Springboard, we'll give you personalized coaching and you will continue to get this service until you get a job. Features will be weekly coaching calls. We'll also have a job guarantee policy, which means that you'll always get the service until you get a job, or if you don't get a job within 6 months after graduating, we'll give you your money back. With these value propositions in place, we can go ahead and fill out our solution. Our solution will be learn job ready skills. This is speaking to the second part with a mentor. This is speaking to the first pain point, and then a job guarantee. So this is speaking to the third part. With Springboard, you can learn job-ready skills with a mentor and job guarantee. What does this mean in terms of outcomes or benefits? The outcome is that you can become a tech professional in 6 months. This could be a data scientist, a UX designer, software engineer. Benefit 1, 2, 3, these should correspond to the value propositions. What is the outcome of staying on track or accountability? There's a stat out there that says that you're able to learn more effectively with a mentor. And I think the number was 5 times more effectively. So you can say learn 5 times more effectively with a mentor. The second benefit, how does this correspond to solving real world problems with capstone projects? Once you have capstone projects, you can build a portfolio that you can show to employers. So the benefit here will be to impress employers with a unique portfolio of work. And then finally, what's the benefit of getting personalized coaching until you get a job? Is get a job or your money back. This is basically saying that learning with Springboard is risk-free. You can either get a job by the end of it or your money back if we don't deliver on the job guarantee. Now we have a nice framework. We know who our customers are, their current process and pain points, the product space that we're in, the solution that we're offering, our value propositions and our features, and finally, the benefits that we'll be delivering as a result of our product solution and value propositions. Quick recap here. Product marketing always starts with the user and ends with the product. In this case, you need to first understand who your customers are and what their pain points are, so you can easily map your value propositions and features back to those pain points. Great, now let's talk about positioning. Positioning is what is the one thing that separates you from your competition. I always recommend having at most 3 competitors because that gives you a good understanding of who your main competitors are. Let's put in Springboard, Udacity, Coursera, and Udemy. The things that I want to compare myself against will be one, positioning. We'll fill this part in last because we want to understand everything else first. The things that we want to understand will be the product space, target customer, problem, solution, features, benefit. I'm just gonna reformat this real quick. Now that I have this set up, I'm gonna fill in the information for each of these. Okay, so this is what I have. So for Springboard, Udacity, Coursera, Udemy, the product space is going to be online learning. The target customers will be a little different. For Springboard, we only focus on people who are trying to switch into a new career in tech, whereas Udacity, they focus on career switchers and upskillers, so people who are just trying to level up in their skills and not necessarily change their career. Same thing with Coursera, and then Udemy is really focused on upskilling. They don't really have any courses that are focused on helping you change careers. The problem that we're trying to solve for with Springboard is helping people who want to break into tech but find the process either very hard or expensive. Udacity is going to be people who want to learn the latest tech skills but don't work at the best tech companies, so they want to learn from the best. And then Coursera is going to be people who want to upskill or break into a new field but can't afford to go to graduate schools. For Udemy, it's going to be for people who want to upskill but find the courses limiting or expensive. Then for a solution, on Springboard side, you can learn job-ready skills with a mentor and a job guarantee, and we're able to deliver that with one-on-one weekly mentorship, office hours, project-based curriculum, capstone projects, career coaching, job guarantee, so they can become a data scientist or a UX designer within 6 months. On the Udacity side, they can learn the latest tech skills from the top companies. They do this by creating high quality content in partnership with reputable companies. For example, they bring in someone from Microsoft to teach a course on data analysis. They also offer real world projects and project reviews, so they can level up within a number of weeks or months. For Coursera, they anchor their solution on certificates, and they do this with high quality content in partnership with schools like University of Chicago and Harvard. They also do it with reputable companies. The outcome is that they can get that badge of completion and put it on their resume or LinkedIn. Finally, you have Udemy. They have a bunch of courses that fit your needs and your budget. These are content from thousands of instructors around the world, and you're going to be able to see real reviews and ratings from users. It's like a marketplace, and you can just pick the course that you want to take. This way, people can upskill continuously without breaking the bank, because these courses are all pretty cheap. Let's go ahead and fill out the positioning for each of these companies. For Udacity, it's going to be learn the latest tech skills from industry pros. And we can even put nano degree. This is what people think of when they think of Udacity. They learn from Googlers or Microsofters. This is how they position themselves. We bring in the industry experts to teach you, and you get a nano degree. For Coursera, it's going to be get graduate level or professional certifications. Their positioning is around the idea that you don't have to go to graduate school. You can just take an online course with Coursera, and then you're going to get graduate level or professional certificate that you can add to your LinkedIn and resume. Then we have Udemy, which sells the idea of optionality or choice. We can just say, choose from a wide array of courses. The idea behind this is that you can take any course that suits your budget and needs. With these three positioning in mind, we can come up with a Springboard's positioning. So what is the one thing that we want people to remember? We have job ready skills, mentor, job guarantee, which corresponds to 3 pain points. What do we think is the most compelling of those 3 things that we want to convey? I think compared to these competitors, the most compelling thing is going to be the job guarantee, which none of them offers and is probably top of mind for career switchers. So we can say, learn online with a job guarantee. That is our positioning, which is We are the alternative in that we offer a job guarantee with our online learning courses. Quick recap, positioning is how you differentiate from your competitors. The key is to focus on one thing that sets you apart so it's easier for your customers to remember. However, if you're relatively unknown, you can anchor on one well-known brand and call out a value proposition. For example, when Springboard wasn't well known, I would tell people that we're Udacity, but with a job guarantee. Immediately, people knew what we did and how we're different. Now back to the video. Next, we have messaging. When it comes to messaging, there are 3 different ways to message to customers. There's problem marketing, solution marketing, and benefit marketing. Let's go ahead and write those out. Problem marketing is really starting with the problem and then offering the solution. We have a few different ways to do this. Then we have solution marketing, which is starting with the solution and then ending with the benefit. And then we have a few different ways to do this as well. And then finally, we'll do benefit marketing. So we're marketing the benefit or the outcome first, and then describing the solution, which is how you're going to get them to that outcome. When it comes to messaging, it'll be very easy to plug everything in because you've done the work in the overview section, which is to list out your problem, solution, pain points, value props, and benefits. So all you really need to do is to plug and play and mix and match. I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing and matching. For example, the problem is going to be breaking into tech is hard and expensive. The solution would be to learn job-ready skills with a mentor and a job guarantee. I can do the same for all of these. Let me go ahead and do that. I added everything in with problem marketing. We start with the problem, then offer a solution. The first one will be tired of starting but never finishing. Well, you can stay on track with one-on-one mentoring from an industry expert. Same thing for 2, tired of learning concepts and skills but not being able to apply it. Solve real-world problems with a capstone project. The last one would be tired of getting certificates and failing in job interviews. You can get personalized coaching until you get a job or a full refund. This is compelling because we're leading with the pain points that resonate with customers. Then we're offering tangible, specific solutions to each one of them. We could also start with the solution first. For some customers, they might want to hear the solution first. They might say, I'm having problem finishing courses on my own. Oh, wow, I can get on track with one-on-one mentoring and I can learn 5 times more effectively. So that's a different approach. And then finally, you have benefit marketing, which is to lead with the outcomes. A good example here would be get a job or your money back, get personalized coaching until you get a job or a full refund. This is something that will resonate for people who are more intentional about the courses that they want to take when it comes to getting a job. These are 12 different messaging combinations that you can play with. You can put this on different pages on your website. This could be different ad copy. You can even use this as different email titles and subtitles to see which message resonates the most with customers. So make sure to test out your messaging on different customer segments and on different channels. Quick recap here. Messaging is how you talk about your product to your customers. You can do this in 3 different ways. You can lead with a problem, a solution, or a benefit. The key is to mix and match your problems, solutions, and benefits to see which resonates with your customers the most. Also, keep in mind the rule of 3, which means that people don't remember more than 3 things about your product. So try your best to communicate at most 3 things. For example, with Springboard, the 3 things that I want people to take away are mentorship, job-ready skills, and job guarantee. Now that we have our positioning and messaging done, let's bring it all together on a website. We can start with headline, description, call to action, then we'll have a how it works section, testimonials, use cases, and then we'll end with another call to action. For tech products, use cases will be helpful, but given that we're marketing an online course, we can change this to outcomes because that's what people will care about. Let me go ahead and fill all of these in. Great, I just filled everything in. For the headline, the one big piece of text that we want people to take away is learn online with a job guarantee. This is how we're gonna separate ourselves from the competition. The description will be get mentored one-on-one, learn job-ready skills, get a job or your money back guaranteed. This is referencing all of our value proposition. Then we'll have a call to action, which is to apply today. Then we have the how it works section. Breaking into tech shouldn't be hard and expensive. Get mentored one-on-one with an industry expert. We call out the pain point. Tired of starting online courses but never finishing. Then we talk about the value proposition, which is stay on track with one-on-one mentoring. Then we talk about the different features, which is to set goals, get guidance on your career journey, and understand what hiring managers are looking for. Don't go at it alone. Learn 5 times more effectively with a mentor in your corner. In the same way for job-ready skills, we lead with the pain point, then the value proposition, our feature, and then finally end with a benefit, which is creating a portfolio that impresses employers. The last one would be get a job or your money back. Tired of getting certificates but failing in job interviews? Get personalized coaching or get a full refund if you don't get a job within 6 months. Get a job or your money back guaranteed. It's a nice way to package how you're going to learn with Springboard. You're going to get mentored, you're going to do real world projects, and then you're going to get career support or your money back if you don't get a job. Next, we have testimonials. These are testimonials that I came up with based on the 3 core value propositions that we're offering. So one is around accountability. I said, hey, thanks to Springboard, I'm able to finish things and get advice on my learning journey. I'm a data scientist today at Reddit. So this is sharing the outcome. The second testimonial is focused on the practicality of the course. Everything is practical and actionable, and the best part is being able to apply those skills to solve a real-world problem. Then I give an example of that real-world problem and how it has impacted their ability to get interviews and impress employers. I had a testimonial that puts everything together, which is that if you're looking to get a job, Springboard is the answer. I have the outcome section. This is where I will share the most important stats that would back up all of these claims. One would be a salary increase. Another would be a 12-month job placement, and then how many students are enrolled. And finally, I have the apply today. It's a very simple website framework. I don't think websites should be super long. It should be very clear. This way you can get the customer to quickly understand your differentiator, your value props, your testimonials, your outcomes, and most importantly, take action, which is to apply today. Final recap here, when it comes to website copy, you should keep things simple so it's easy to follow, and A/B test different headlines and descriptions to see what resonates the most with customers. The key is to always be testing, even if you have a winning combination, because competitors and customers are always changing, and so should your messaging. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and comment below on what kind of videos you want to see next. Till next time, see you.